Hey everybody, Sam Davidson here with MEA Worldwide, and I am here with Matt Rife, who is one of the almost finalists on NBC's Bring the Funny. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Almost finalist hurts just because we don't know yet, so I don't want that to be like the ending title. But I'm good. I'm happy. I'm excited for the semifinals to air tonight. I'm in a good mood.
And we're on our way. I mean, this show is new, unique. You've been doing this for quite some time, since you were, what, 15 years old?
15, yeah. So 8 years, yeah.
Which is a long time in the scheme of things, especially given, how young you are. What is it about this show that really, you decided, let's do a TV competition show instead of doing all the touring that you typically do? It's a different avenue for you.
Well, luckily, like this kind of show is perfect for propelling my touring because it's a lot of Midwest viewers, a lot of East Coast, a lot of Southern viewers, and that's mainly my touring market anyways. So, I mean, those audiences who tune into the show are, if they like me, will want to come see me on the road. And this was really my first televised stand-up exposure. Like, I did a small thing on MTV2 back when, like, my first season of Wild 'N Out, but like, this is my first, like, nationally televised primetime network stand-up debut because I haven't done anything with Comedy Central or Netflix or any of the late nights or anything yet. So when this opportunity came, I thought it'd be a great example, just a great opportunity to really just get myself out there.
I know how difficult it must be, though, to be doing such a tight set and a relatively clean set. I mean, I know that it's on at 10 p.m. on Tuesdays, so you get the kids going to bed, but would you say that it's more difficult than doing, a 10-minute set of whatever you want?
My God, yes. This has been the hardest thing I think I've had to do in my entire career so far, just because majority of my material it's more story based, or like I'm starting to grow into more of a topical discussion. Like I'm talking about real things going on in the world, like jokes that have meaning to them, not just like random premise set a punchline and then I kicked her out of the house. Like that. I don't do those kind of like small jokes. So for me, I'm taking like 5 to 7 minute bits and really just cutting down, giving you like the skeleton of the punchlines just to fit the time format alone. And then also, I'm not a particularly clean comic. Like I wouldn't say like I'm not like super I'm not cursing a lot. I'm not very vulgar. I'm not talking about sex and all that kind of stuff. But just NBC's standards and practices are very, very strict. I mean, we do live in a very sensitive time, so they want to protect their back, of course. But as the artist and comedian, of course, we're fighting back, being like, no, come on, let me say this. I don't see a problem with it. There shouldn't be a problem with this. So that's definitely the hardest part about it.
Yeah, and what's interesting too is that, I mean, I know that a big portion of the show was taped before. Like, how long ago did you start this process, whether, it was sending in your audition or being accepted into the show? And did you kind of like tape the segments throughout a course of a couple months, or was it quicker than that?
I think the first round I really just wanted to go out there and do a bit of material that is very, very funny to me and kind of references who I am and the things I have to specifically deal with, because I mean I wasn't sure if there was going to be a round 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever. So the first one was just kind of on my own terms. I was willing to talk them down to a little bit edgier material. And then when the second week came around and I got voted to the next round, I didn't know really what to do. I didn't know if there was going to be an advance. So I had to take a bunch of different punchlines from a bunch of different jokes, cram them into 2.5 minutes. And then even for the semifinal round airing tonight, I had to run all my material through standards and practices a few times, just to obviously to make sure that I'm not saying anything they don't want me to say on their network. And I ran it by them a dozen times. And they called me the night before and were like, yeah, we don't want you doing any of that material. Never mind, we changed our minds. So the performance I'm doing tonight on the semifinal round is a brand new joke that I wrote the night before. I had never tried it before or anything, which is probably stupid. I like to believe that it's ballsy, but it's probably a very dumb thing to do. Like, it's national television. We're gonna get 10 million viewers watching this joke that I've never even tested before. So each week has been a different challenge I've had to face, and I'm sure the finale, if I get voted in, will be the exact same.
How would you say your material and approach to doing stand-up has changed since joining the show?
Oh, it's harder for sure. Like I know, excuse me. It's been very difficult to go back to some of my bits that I did on the TV show in my elongated form because I've already like practiced and rehearsed them so many times as like the condensed 2.5 minute version. So then when I try to stretch again, I'm like, oh yeah, there were words here. But then it also has helped me trim the fat. I've realized like, oh, I don't even need some of these words to get to this punchline. So it's been helpful and hurtful at the same time. I personally think that my style is just more talking, like it's much more elongated, more comfortable, more intimate. So it's been a challenge for sure.
What's it been like watching the other contestants? Because it is a fascinating game in a way. You know, there's 3 different kinds of comedy and they're all gonna team up against each other at the end. Who would you say is someone that you were extremely impressed by with being on the show?
Ali Sadiq is someone who really impresses me on this show. He's been touring nationally for years. I've been working with him since I was like 16 years old. So like I've been seeing him killing my entire career. So to watch him go up every single week and do the show how it should be done and crush the judges, crush the audience, it's really fun to watch, but also nerve-wracking because it's like I'm going up against someone who 7 years ago I was like, God, I hope I don't have to go up after this guy. And now I'm kind of like, all right, game on.
Absolutely. And so there's some amazing, amazing judges. All of them are fantastic. Who do you think, I mean, okay, besides Chrissy Teigen, we get your thing with her, whether it's her or one of the other judges that has given you some real solid advice that whether you win or not, you're really going to be able to take with you for the rest of your career?
I don't really know that they've given me much advice, but earning praise and congratulations from someone like Jeff Foxworthy really hits home because like growing up, I didn't even realize it when I was a young kid, like 5, 6, 7 years old. My parents were huge blue-collar comedy fans, and I didn't get it at all. I remember being a kid in my living room being like, can we please watch something else? Like, I don't understand this. And then as I grew up and I started to get into comedy, I realized like he's brilliant. Like he's a genius. He's a veteran of it. And I respect his opinion a lot. So when he really compliments my sets and compliments my writing and likes my charisma on stage, that means a lot to me. It makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so we're nearing the end of this competition. Have you been able to, in the meantime, continue your stand-up? Have your audiences grown since being on TV? Are you approached more when you go out?
Yeah, I've done a couple of headlining shows since the show has been airing. I was just in Huntsville, Alabama, and we sold out 2 out of our 3 shows, and even the third was only like 40 or 50 people short, and I think it was like a 330-seat venue. So for that amount of people to come out and see me in Huntsville, Alabama, of all places, was like really, really cool. Definitely something I couldn't have done a year ago. So it's really cool to know that like my material has grown, I've grown as a performer, and my audience has grown as well, because one of my favorite things about this show, actually, a reaction of mine is my favorite, is I've had so many people come up to me after shows now who have seen me on Bring the Funny, and like I'll do a joke live that they saw me do on TV, but it's the elongated version. They're seeing so much more, and they'll be like, you were really good on Bring the Funny. We wanted to come see you, but we saw you tonight, and like it was just amazing. So I was like, good. Like I'm impressing people just enough to come see me, and they can come see like the real me. So my fan base growing has been amazing. I have a bunch more headlining dates coming up soon, which is really fun for me to be almost 24 years old and already be a nationally touring comedian is like a dream come true.
Something interesting is that, you know, the whole reality show competition really started with music, singing, singers. And now it's grown, but when you are watching The Voice or American Idol or something like that, and you see a very established musician come on, you're like, that's not fair. Like, they've already been on Broadway or this and that. However, with shows about comedy, it's a bit different, would you say? I mean, because a lot of the people on the show are already established in some way, correct?
Yeah, I'm established in some way. Like, I've done plenty of things with MTV, I've worked with Disney, Lifetime, NBC before. So, I mean, in a way, I'm more established than a lot of comedians. But, and then you have people like Ali Sadiq, who has Comedy Central specials and has been on, like, Netflix and late night shows. So, like, I look at him like it's not fair, but other people who have less credits than me could look at me like, what is he doing on this show? I mean, we're all just looking for an opportunity to get our name and our face out there more, so more opportunity can come out of it.
Well, besides the show, though, do you have any kind of dates you want to plug in the upcoming future or big shows?
This September 13th to 15th, actually, it's my birthday weekend. I'm going to be in Sacramento at Laughs Unlimited, and then I'm going to be in Dayton, Ohio on September 22nd, and November 7th and 8th, I'm at Stand Up New York in New York City. So if anybody lives in any of those towns, feel free to come laugh.
Yes, please do. And of course, make sure to tune into Bring the Funny on NBC on Tuesdays at 10 p.m. We'll see you next time. Bye.